In the center, you're going to make a circle for the head, and then you're going to make the arm shape like a um, oval shapes, and then the body like a curved J shape, almost like a J, but the bigger ones with the back leg. And then these two lines is the tree. So I'm making the ears, the nose, and then the eyes. After you finish the basic shapes, you're going to try to make the hands, the four fingers, and then we're going to add a little bit feet on the side of the legs. On the tree trunk, you're going to try to make a little some of those leaves. Make the leaves a little bit more pointed instead of like a circle shape. Long and pointed oval shapes. Check your picture if everything looks good as the picture showed on the video. So you can keep fixing it until everything looks good for you. And then we're going to use the black color pencil. Start with the eyes first. You can trace around the eyes first and leave the highlights white. And around the highlights is darker and a little bit lighter on the bottom of the eyes. Looks like a little bit shadings. So around the highlights is darker color. You don't need to press too hard in the beginning because we can come back to add a more darker later. And then is the nose. You can fix the shape. You can see the nose has a little bit curve on the bottom and a little bit curve inside on the bottom and the top. And then there's a highlight. You can see the highlights like a two rectangle almost in the middle. Not everything is the same shade of the black. You can see the side of the nose is darker, and in the middle, the top middle is a little bit lighter than the side. Now we're going to use the koala's color. You don't have to use exactly my color. You can use a bit light brown or like a light gray color. We're going to shade around the eyes, leave around the eyes white color, and follow the directions how the fur goes. Just be patient and just keep moving to short lines. Don't make longer lines. Make short lines around the eyes and follow the directions I did. And also slowly you're going to erase the outlines. And I'm going to fix the shapes for the koala now. You can see the mouse part is going inside a little bit. We're going to slowly shade in more and more. The fur needs to be like very smoothly, and then when you almost reach the outline of the koala, you're going to erase the pencil lines. And then we're going to add in a little bit lighter color on the bottom, adding more short lines around the shapes. It's a little bit hard when you start drawing this one because you need a lot of patience to do those little short lines. But when you follow the instructions, at the end you will see a beautiful furry koala. Very cute. Looks like a realistic. So just be more patient, follow the directions. If you're feeling like very tired, you can rest a little bit. And then for the ear part, you can see attached the head is a little bit darker, and you can see from dark to light. So you can find the darker shade of the brown colors or darker shade of a gray colors. In the middle of the ear part, we're gonna leave white first. So just go around the shapes first to the little fur. Always remember how the fur goes, the directions is very important. Now slowly looks like more like a fur now. Remember when we do animals, we don't want to see an outline around it because the hairs need to take a place of the shape part. So we want to see the little fur coming out instead of a line around it. So you can continue to do more and more those little short lines. You can add the short line around the face too. You can keep adding more and more. For the inside of the ear part, you can use a little bit those light peach color to shade a little bit, and you can use a little bit yellow color or like a little bit darker peach colors. Now we're going to move to the body. So around the mouth and then the hat part is darker, so we're going to go around the shapes first. And you can see the directions, the fur, how it goes. So you can see the different directions of the feather, the fur. So you're going to slowly adding more and more. Remember, follow the directions. We're going to keep adding darker around the face because the head creates a shadow on the neck part. So they are darker color. This part I forgot to record. It just you are going to use the main color, just color them very smoothly first. You can see that I just follow the directions to color very gently, smoothly. Don't leave any white spot. And then we're gonna add in like short lines as a fur, a darker fur around on the back, on the shapes. You're continuing to add on more and more fur. So when we do any kinds of animals, we always try to do the short lines to do the fur. We want to try to practice the lines. It's really good for our sketch too in the future. Under the hands, under the arms, you can see it's darker, so we can add short lines, a little bit darker short lines around the shape of the arms. But always remember, follow the directions. Don't go the opposite directions. Then you will see a lot of lines goes to different directions. Looks messy. You can use a little bit dark, very dark brown, or a little bit black color. When you use black, try to press very lightly to do the fur because you don't want the black color stands out too much. So you're going to be very gentle. Now I'm going to move to the belly part. You can see from the back to the belly is a little bit lighter and lighter colors. We're going to slowly using the fur color, the main color, and then I'm going to transition to the peach colors to the belly part. I'm going to also use some peach color on the around the mouth part. Just be patient. You can do slowly. You don't have to make it perfect in the beginning. But always remember to do the little short lines, practice your short lines as a fur, like a hair. Now we're going to draw the hands. So you can make the hands and the legs a little bit darker to trace around. When you trace it, be very gentle. You don't want to trace really hard. You want to trace them very lightly, gently first. So we're going to add in more and more darker fur using darker colors. You can do around the shape part, the back, the legs, around the arms. And then we're going to move to the trees. You're going to find the tree color. Remember, you don't have to be exactly my color. Maybe you don't find exactly the same color. You can find the color you like. But don't use the color like the koala color. Make a little bit different. I forgot to do the details to record the details of the tree. You can see I add some like those little oval shape, double oval shapes, add some little curved lines on the tree. You can do that first, very lightly with pencil, and then you're gonna find the tree color and just color them very gently all around your tree first. But color them nicely and also fully color. Don't leave any white spots. And then you can see around the belly, around the head, around under the leg part will be a little bit darker. You want to shade a little bit. And also the trees, you can see the two sides of the colors a little bit darker than the middle part. And you're going to find another darker colors. You can use like brown or like a little bit dark gray colors to do those the texture of the tree to make a little bit darker. When you do darker color, you don't want to press too hard. You want like the color to blend it inside your tree. So it's always from dark to light. So you can see the line, the textures I did, all those little lines. I will choose a side from dark, slowly become lighter to blend it inside. You don't want to color too dark. You want to be very gentle. Then slowly adding darker and darker, adding some little lines, darker lines. And you can, for the tree, you can see the outline of the tree, the two sides is darker. So you want to try to make a little bit darker on the two sides and slowly blend it inside, a little bit lighter in the side. So dark to light. You can even find some darker colors for tracing a little bit those textures, make a little bit more shadings, darker shadings. But also remember, don't color them too dark. Don't let the color stand out too much. You always want to try to blend inside your picture, inside that area, from dark to light. There were darker colors, lighter colors. The whole tree, the two sides is darker. Remember that. And then we move to the leaves. So the the tree trunk part is like a dark brown colors. You can color that one part brown colors very gently. And then we're gonna move to the leaves later. You're gonna find the leaves you like. You don't want the green color to be too green. So you want to be like more gray shading greens. And then you want to see the middle lines darker from dark to light, but you can just shade the whole leaves first, and then you can add in the middle line, make it a little bit darker. We're gonna not just in the middle line darker, you can also try to make some part a little bit of shadings and outline them with the colors. After we finish the leaves, you can add some of those little veins inside your leaves. Vein. So you can add those little short lines. Color the whole leaves with one color first, and then you can make a little bit darker color for the outlines and then in the middle. It's a little bit easier than the colors we did before. We also use 3 colors to do the blendings, but this time we don't need to. Try to add some of those details on the leaves, the little lines. But the little line don't make too dark. You don't want to be, you don't want to let that line to stand out too much. And then we're going to find darker color to outline the leaves. A little bit outline, very lightly. And then we're going to slowly fixing your koala. We're going to start adding more and more fur around the ears. We're going to try to find darker colors, adding those little short lines around the koala. On top of the head, you can see we are going to add some short lines. Just slowly adding more and more. Always remember to blend. We try to use some darker color to add some little fur randomly around the head, the back. We're going to slowly fixing it. Just keep adding more and more fur. Now we're going to make the fingers, the toes a little bit darker, very gently, having a little bit of shadings very gently. You don't want to trace too hard. For the belly parts also have some fur. You can see some of the fur is coming out a little bit. So you want to make the fur a little bit more coming out of the outlines. And we're almost done. For the background, you can color very randomly any different colors you want, but you want to try to blend them. Don't leave any white spots, and you don't want to see those lines too much. If you don't want to make the background, it's okay. Just leave like blank. I just feel like when you have some background looks nice. So I just shade a little bit background. If you have chalk, pastel, use some chalk. I think it's more smoother. I use a little bit more blue-green with blue and purple colors for the background colors. Very gently, very smoothly. You can choose your own color, but you want to choose more cool colors because the koala and the tree looks like more warm color. So you want to use the contrast color to let your koala to stand out. So you're going to use the opposite colors. We're going to just shade them very, very lightly, blended them. And you can see we don't want to see too much lines for the background. And we're almost there. Just keep fixing it. And we're going to adding a little bit shadows on the tree too later. A little bit, very lightly. So the branch, we're going to try to color one side a little bit darker. And also on the bottom of the leg on the tree, you can add in little shadows very gently to blend. And then we're done with that. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Bye.